Hello, in this video I'm going to show you where you will find the best boat noodles in Thailand. And the rating is not just based on the noodles itself or the broth, which I think is way more important, but it's going to be based also on the atmosphere. So you feel like you're in a proper Thai place where it feels like your grandma is cooking for you. Let me show you where you will find the most amazing boat noodles in Thailand. Or as Thai people would say, Quittiou. Some boat noodle restaurants in Thailand, people won't even visit because they don't even know it's a restaurant. Or it looks a little bit too dodgy for them, or that it wouldn't be very clean. So let me show you which restaurants it's very safe to eat in and where it's absolutely delicious, where you get the feeling like your grandma is going to be cooking for you. So let's talk about Quittiou in general. Quittiou literally translates as noodles, and in Thailand it can be any type of noodles really. But when we talk about the boat noodle soup, it's rice noodles, and they come in different shapes. So you have sen mi, sen lek, sen yai, and sometimes the glass noodles. Sen is another word for noodles. And it's basically which noodles you will want in the Quittiou. So sen lek are the small ones. They're like 5 millimeters. Sen yai, they're like 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters even, which are my personal favorite. And then you have sen mi, which is like the very thin kind of black glass noodle types. And they all actually have the same flavor, and they mainly differentiate because of the flavor and the oil they take from the broth. So supposedly the sen yai, and I didn't know that, I just took them because I like the chewiness, the flesh of it. But the sen yai actually take less oil because the oil sticks on the surface of the noodles. So it tastes a bit different than if you take the sen mi, which has like a lot of surface area because they're all small noodles, which takes more oils. But anyway, figure out for yourself which noodle types you like, and I'll show you a restaurant where you can try that for very, very cheap, where you can order one of every single bowl, then figure out which your favorite noodle type is. You also have different broth types. So there's Pho, which is a little bit pinkish. You get Quittiou Nam Tok. Nam Tok actually means waterfall. So I'm not sure if it's like a different pronunciation thing. Maybe it actually means something else. But the Nam Tok Quittiou is the one where they add blood, which might not be for everyone, but it's very delicious. And then there's like the usual Quittiou, which has like either the pork broth or beef broth, or very rarely you also find chicken broth. I love duck Quittiou. There are many, many different options of the same dish. The other thing that maybe you might want to know about Quittiou is you usually get this tray of 4 different items. One is always the chili. So my mom usually just adds chili without even tasting the broth, because without spice, it's not a good Quittiou for her. Be careful, because some of those chili flakes, they don't look very spicy, or some of them are like have been in the jar for a while and maybe lost some of the flavor. But at other places, they can be incredibly spicy. So just be careful when you add chili, like try a little bit first. And then add on, rather than overtaking too much and then the whole chili flavor overwhelms the Quittiou. The other thing is like more of a vinegar thing, where you have also some spice to it, but not really. It's like more like a pepperoni thing with the vinegar. So it's more sour than spicy. And then you can add sugar. My mom usually adds sugar. I feel like I don't want to sweeten the broth. I think usually a good broth you should be able to have on its own without adding anything to it. So when you come to Thailand as a digital nomad, there are 2 cities that you're most likely going to visit. One is Bangkok, and it's the capital city. You will most likely arrive there and then maybe take on a journey from there. And the other one is Chiang Mai. It's very, very famous amongst digital nomads, and it has very often been rated one of the best places for digital nomads. And I see why. It has amazing coffee, great Wi-Fi. It's super convenient. There's a huge community of nomads. And it's one of my most favorite places to stay. But I'm also very biased because, again, my family is from Thailand and my grandma only lives a 2-hour drive away from there, which is why I'm there a lot. So let's start with the best boat noodles in Chiang Mai. One place, I wasn't sure if I should include it in this video because I love it there and it's very cheap, and I didn't want there to be many queues. But then I decided I'll put it in anywhere because it's a great place to start your Quittiou journey, because you can get one bowl of boat noodles for only 3 baht. And the place literally is called Quittiou 3 baht, which is 3 baht noodles. The bowls are tiny. They're like a hand size. It's like 2 or 3 bites. But you can order all the different types that they offer. So you can order the different noodle types, and then you can figure out which one you like. Or you can order also different broth types. The service is usually quite fast because the soups are quite small. And you can literally order the whole menu and pay, I don't know, $5 or something for it. So go for it. When you order so many dishes, they actually stack all the plates for you. And The broth, I think, is not the most amazing broth, but it's still fun to go there, explore which noodle types you like, and have the different dishes, and then you can go away with a full stomach while still having a full wallet. And the reason I didn't really want to talk about that 3 baht Quittiou is because there was one restaurant which was my absolute favorite Quittiou restaurant. And I think some probably Korean or Chinese influencer must have posted about it, because now there's a huge queue every single time you want to go there. It's still possible to get a table. The queue, you might have to wait for about half an hour, but it feels a bit like, is it really worth it to wait in the queue? And it's very much like in and out. And yeah, the noodle soup is still very, very amazing and still one of the most delicious Quittios I've had in Thailand. But with the queue and this whole stress and like hype around it, it kind of took away of the atmosphere. And the place I'm talking about is called Quittiou Si Pha, which basically means blue Quittiou. And it's in the old town. It's a super cute place. They recently also implemented a system where you order via QR code. And I think that's to reduce the language barrier, because most of the staff there doesn't speak English that well. So in the blue noodle place, you have the choice between pork and beef. And I personally prefer the beef broth. I don't actually know if it's 2 different broths, but the meat that they put inside varies. So you can choose either pork meat or beef meat. In Quittiou, you usually either get the meat sliced and cut inside, or you get meatballs, or you can have a mix of both. And I'm usually not a fan of the meatballs, what Thai people call lukshin. I'm not a big fan because it's just, I prefer having the actual meat. But the meatballs at the Quittiou Si Pha place, the blue noodle place, they are so good. They're really, really good. Like, there I opt for the meatballs as well. And the ones I had most recently were, like, you can get a set of having the lukshin, so like the meatballs, with the slow cooked pork and the freshly pork or beef. And that's, if you want to try everything, go for that bowl. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's like 50 cents or something more expensive than the other ones. And you get to try all the different broths. So I highly recommend that one. If you're in Chiang Mai and you don't mind queuing, I would still recommend that you go to that place, because the noodle soup is actually pretty great. Don't get scared by the queue, because it does move actually quite fast. But I'm a little bit sad because now so many people know about this place, which is great because more people get to try it. But it just means you can't just like pop by and eat something. You will have to queue, which can be a bit of an annoyance. But if you want a very good noodle soup and you don't want to go to the queue, then there's another place that I recommend. That place, I don't actually know the name of it. It's in the Niman area, so it's more in the digital nomad wealthy area outside of the old town. And it's run by, I think they have quite a lot of Chinese influence. I'm not 100% sure, but it's Thai people that own the place, and the soup is very delicious. It's a little bit more expensive than the other Quittios, but also I think the Quittiou Si Pha, the blue noodle place, also increased the prices pretty much since they initially started. I think back then it was like 70, 80 baht per bowl. Now it's also like 120 or something, depending on the size. But the other place, I call it the Chinese place because it looks a little bit more Chinese than Thai. The broth is amazing. My Thai friends say it's a little bit expensive, but I think it's absolutely worth the money. And expensive means $3-4. So for Western perspectives, it's not actually expensive. And you get this big broth, and the soup is like pretty dark, which shows that there's a lot of flavor in there and that they must have boiled a lot of meat and a lot of things in there, which creates this amazing flavor. It's opposite the ramen place, which is also really good. And they usually, when you sit down, they give you a piece of paper and you have to write down what you want, the noodle types, which type of broth. You have the choice between if you want to just have meat or if you want the meatballs. The good thing about the place in Niman is it's not very busy. You can literally walk in, sit inside, you can skip the queue because there is no queue. And it's really delicious. It's really good. So you sit down, they give you the menu. You can choose on the pictures what you want, which noodles you want, which soup type you want. And I highly recommend that one, especially if you're a digital nomad and you're in the Niman area anyway. Go to that restaurant. They also have other things than just Quittiou. But definitely go order the Quittiou there. My new most favorite Quittiou place in Chiang Mai, though, is a small one that's not open all day. It's opening around, I think it's 7 p.m. in the evening. And there's this old little grandma, and I assume it's her husband that are running it. And as a tourist, I don't think people would sit there. You usually just see Thai people sitting there, not many foreigners. But maybe that's changing. I think in Chiang Mai, you have a lot of foreigners going to the semi-dodgy looking Thai food places because they know it's actually not as unclean as people make it sound. Like, of course, you can get things like Bali belly also in Thailand. But I think Thailand is somewhat cleaner than Bali, at least when it comes to the street food. So yeah, so I've eaten there and I don't remember ever having had any stomach issues there. The soup is so good. And the thing I really love about this place is you feel like you're sitting at your grandma's living room. I couldn't find an exact pin for the Google Maps, so I'll put a link in the description which shows the rough location. But this is what the place looks like. And it's just a tiny little thing. You might overlook it. It's around the Mott. So when you look at the square of Chiang Mai, it's in this area. So it's it's not far from Old Chiang Mai. So if you're looking for co-living in Chiang Mai, I also highly recommend that. I stayed there twice now. And I also visit the co-working frequently when I'm there. And if you have no idea what to do, just go there, stay there. You don't need to do any plans. You'll be sorted because they're so good with creating community. Your Wi-Fi is going to be sorted. And they also opened a branch on the Ping River side recently, all based on the learnings they had from the first branch. So it's going to be even better. So go definitely check that out if you're in Chiang Mai. But back to the boat noodles. If you want to have this grandma cooking for you vibe in Thailand, then I highly recommend that you go to that place. Again, it looks like this. And you will sit down and people will ignore you. So you will probably have to ask someone to come to you, and they don't really speak English. So you can tell them what you want. You can point at things. And I feel like the grandma is a little bit, I saw that maybe some foreigners would want to order there, but they couldn't communicate. And then she's just like, if you don't know what you want, go. Maybe she just had a bad day, but I've been there a few times and she always seemed a little bit but either way, go there. So I'm going to write down in Thai what the different things are so you can take a screenshot of that and tell her what you want. So I do think they have the pork broth. You can just say that you want the Quittiou and what noodle type you want. So these are the screenshots for the small noodles, the big noodles, and the sen mi, like the thinner ones. So take a screenshot of that and you can just say you want the Quittiou. It's been 2-3 years since I've been there and it always looked the same. I don't think they really have a menu, but you can just point at things, or you can just point at anywhere on the board because they write things in Thai and just hope for the best. Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm a digital nomad and UX designer. And usually on this channel, I talk about how you become a successful freelancer so you can be a nomad and travel the world and do whatever you want with your free time. But I'm also talking about what you can do with all the time that you have as a nomad and what you should do in your free time. Like, for example, in this video where we talk about the best noodles to find in Thailand. All right, let's go to Bangkok and see what type of Quittiou they have there. So Bangkok has so many malls and it's actually a lot of fun to hang out there. You can spend a whole day there, can find so much amazing food. Usually the food sections are either in the very ground floor where you have the food stalls or at the very top where you have all the restaurants. And one of the Quittiou places that I went to is in Quittiou. So there's this mall complex. So you have M Quarter, Emsphere. So they're all kind of in walking distance to one another. And the one that I went to was the one where the IKEA building is, because I opened a co-living in Sri Lanka and we bought a lot of stuff from IKEA and brought it here because it was so hard to find something in Sri Lanka. I'm actually in the co-living space right now. And if you want any details about the co-living space, I'll add something in the description. So I don't remember if it was Emsphere, M Quarter, whichever. Wherever the IKEA is in, when you go downstairs on the ground floor where all the food is, there is a section where you find 3-4 Quittiou places next to each other. And that one place had this super nice, you could look at the huge, it's a huge top pot. I don't know how you want to call this. It's not really a pot, but this thing where you have all the different broths and the different meatballs and the different things cooking. So just looking at that is quite spectacular. Yeah, so I went there, I ordered the Quittiou and it was so delicious. It was really, really good. So highly recommend going there. I want to try the other Quittiou places next time I'm there, but it felt a little bit overpriced. So I'm not sure if it's worth the hype because I think Quittiou is already good on its own. And I don't know if there's a way to make it even more fancy. It's like when you have a schnitzel, Austrian schnitzel, maybe you can make it very fancy by making, like having very, very high quality meat, or some people like get some gold leaves on it, which, yeah. But I don't know if you can make Quittiou fancier than it, or because it is such a good dish. Like, I don't know how to elevate it in a way that it would be worth double the price. But yeah, maybe I should go back and try the very fancy Quittiou. So if you ever go there and you try the very expensive, like 300-400 baht one, tell me. Like, I would love to know. Maybe edit in the comments below what you thought of it. I would love to know if it's worth checking it out. Then also, if you go to CentralWorld, it's another mall. It's a huge mall. It's also quite fun to go there. If you go to the basement, they also have, like in every other mall, a food court there. And there, the beef broth, I had these, it's like 85-90 baht or something for a Quittiou, which for Bangkok is incredibly cheap, because Bangkok prices, I feel like, are crazy expensive recently. But maybe it's also because I ended up in Mai and like that area, which is like very for nomads and foreigners. So everything's a little bit more pricey than elsewhere in Bangkok. But either way, it's a very good, delicious meal. It's like £3, $4, something like that. And the broth was really good. It was really hot. And it was so delicious. So yeah, don't underestimate underground mall food court Quittious either. Like, I mean, I don't even remember if I ever had a very bad Quittiou. There are very, very good ones, but I've never had like a bad one. So wherever you go, you'll get a good Quittiou. There's one Quittiou place I didn't actually eat there. My mom really craved Quittiou, and she was the one who helped me bring all the stuff from IKEA to the co-living in Sri Lanka. And while we were going shopping, she just craved the Quittiou, and I wasn't hungry yet. So, but we went to this place, and then as soon as she got the broth, I was like, I should have ordered one too, because it looked really good, and she really loved it. I had a sip of her broth after she put all the chili and everything already inside. So it was a bit spicy. It was a bit different to what I would like from a Quittiou myself, but it was super delicious, and she really liked it. So it's a Thai woman approved Quittiou. And that one is on the Sukhumvit Road, I think, which is almost next to the Phrom station. And if you wondered if there is another grandma-style place in Bangkok which serves Quittiou, there is. Like, we found one. Actually, my mom found it. Like, I shouldn't get credit for it. We found one in Bangkok. When you walk past, it's just another restaurant, but they were full downstairs, so they send us upstairs. And then when you walk up there, you feel like you're in someone's home. Like, they have shoes, and of course that's guest shoes, but like so many random things like in a hallway. And then they send us to the room where they serve the guests. And there were only 2-3 other people there, and it was very quiet. And it also had an AC. But don't sit on the second table next to the AC, because the AC will blow right on your head and you're going to get a headache. So we moved somewhere else. And then there were this group of other runners coming, and the place was full, and all of them were like faffing about with the AC because it literally blows on your head and it's super cold. But yeah, anyway, don't let the AC dilemma take away from the nice experience with the Quittiou, because the Quittiou was really, really delicious. So if you go to that place, try to get seated upstairs to get this kind of grandma feeling vibe. My mom even thinks that at night they probably put all the tables aside and they use it as a bedroom, so that the staff and all the family is actually living in that room. And then the next day they make everything ready for the guests so they can serve the Quittiou. And she might be right. Like, it looked very lived in a good way. Like, it is a restaurant, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels very like you're visiting a family and someone's cooking for you. It's cozy. Like, I feel like the food was amazing. And yes, the AC was a bit annoying, but if you sit on the right spot, like we sat right next to the wall, it was chill enough. The food was delicious. And yeah, amazing Quittiou. That's what I think are the best Quittiou in Thailand, at least in Chiang Mai and Bangkok. If I would only be able to go to one, the blue noodle place was my absolute highlight from Thai food in Chiang Mai. And I first went there, I think it was like 6-7 years ago, when I first took my ex-boyfriend to Thailand. And yeah, we went to that place a lot because it was around the corner from our restaurant. And yeah, the broth is still amazing. The food is still amazing. But this whole like queuing and not being able to just go in, and then it lost a little bit of its atmosphere. But I guess that's always happening with really good places, that at some point more and more people discover them. There's a big word of mouth. Then you just need one influencer posting about it, and then there's a queue. And if not that, then the Chinese one for the flavor, and the grandma one because it's like, it feels very Thai. It's great for people watching, and it's a very local place. You will see more locals than Thai people there. So yeah, that one in Chiang Mai. And in Bangkok, I think just for the vibes, I would also recommend the place that my mom and I went in for breakfast. So we just wanted some food. We didn't really know where to eat, and not many things were open. And my mom wanted Thai food. And because we were in Ekamai area, there's just one fancy restaurant after the other. And she's like, I'm not going to pay 300 baht for a Thai dish that I can make at home. So yeah, and she found this place and it was good value for money and it was really delicious. So these are the places where I think you should try boat noodles in Thailand. If you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend that you watch this one next. Yeah, if you want more content like this, give it a follow, and yeah, I'll hope to see you again in the next video. Bye.